That's bad when that's what I was thinking, like in my head going, yeah, might be dive fishing some red eyes. We do it on Livingston. This ain't Livingston.
We are in southeast Texas, fall time, winter time of the year. We're gonna be throwing a Strike King red-eye shad in lakes that have grass in them. Dynamite bait, dynamite technique.
We're planning on going out there and fishing over the grass, and we will, but you know, this bait's so unique. You know, we might even get out there a little bit deeper. We might see some schooling fish. Because like you said, it's not just winter yet. We might even go out there a little bit deep, show what it can do out there, maybe some schooling fish, but definitely we want to fish the grass, for sure.
Todd Faircloth here, Todd Castledine. We're fishing in southeast Texas, attempting to catch them on a Strike King red-eye shad.
Yeah. You ain't big, but, oh, come on, buddy. Wild.
We had a pretty good game plan going out. You know, generally this time of year in this region of the country, a Strike King red-eye shad is hard to beat. You can cover a lot of water with it.
That's all, hit that thing.
It creates a reaction strike. Had a plan, we went out there and we caught a few fish today, but it was a little bit tougher than what we expected going out today.
Right, if you look around us, I mean, there's leaves still on the trees. There's a time when it's really, really good, and we are at the very beginning of the time when it starts. We were probably a little bit early before that. It's a weird time. It's really warm. We like it a lot colder water. The water is not very cold. We still caught them. I mean, we still figured out like it still produces them. Even when it's not even right, you still catch them on a red eye.
That bait is not only just a bait you can catch numbers with, it's a bait that I have a lot of confidence in and catching big fish on it.
It is. It's one of those baits that, man, it's addicting. It catches them. You can win tournaments doing it. You catch giants. You can go out there and have 100 fish days on it. It's one of those unique baits that we both love to fish, and growing up around here, we have to fish it a lot. Or if not, you're gonna get beat. Yeah. There he is. Cool red.
Yeah. Thought I had a bite a couple casts before that. First one of the day. When all else fails in southeast Texas, you can't go wrong with red.
We were talking about it earlier, you know, about like it's usually a pre-spawn deal, but when you struggle.
Yeah, usually early in the year, a shad pattern is better, but we were just talking about it, and the water looks right for it. And I had started with kind of a olive shad color. He's throwing a gold, picked up a red and caught one, so.
Yeah, down out there. And not a big one though. It's out there.
Was he in the grass?
No,
or on the outside?
He's on the outside.
There he is. Whew. Barely got him.
I know that. You see that hook come out when you lifted it? Yeah.
I barely got him. Caught him on that's a real shad color there. Pretty one. Maybe they're heating up. Maybe the sun comes out and I'll start biting better. He smoked it though. I mean, he hit it hard. Yep. I mean, it's like thong. There's a lot you can do with this bait that I think one of the things that sets it apart from a lot of lipless baits is when you pause it and let it fall, it falls straight down. Got kind of a little shimmy to it. A lot of people think lipless is to chunk it out there and wind it in, which you can catch fish doing that. It's a good beginner's bait to fish, but you can put a few fish in the boat, extra fish, when you pause it, pump it.
Usually,
Got it?
God, that was one finally. Look at that swirl. See the swirl?
See it?
Golly. Usually when it's like that, like you're just gonna have to get one to react. Yep. All those. I switched. I did one of your deals where I just switched colors.
Yeah. Probably something to that. We might have to just keep swapping colors out. We caught fish on all three different sizes of the bait too. We caught some on a 1/4 ounce. We caught some on I say we probably caught the most on a 1/2 ounce. And we caught a few on a 3/4 ounce as well. You can fish the bait with those three different sizes from a foot of water all the way out to about, 8 or 9 foot. Once I get past 8 or 9 foot, I'm gonna probably throw something else. Really speaking, around 7 foot, I'm gonna throw something with a bill on it. I've always caught my bigger fish on the bigger bait, and I caught my biggest fish today on a 3/4 ounce. You caught your biggest one on a 1/2 ounce. There he is. He was on the end of that log right there. He was right on the end of that log.
Oh, was he?
Yep. Yeah. I'm on a 1/4 ounce red eye. We're going down a grass line here, and there's a log there that laying in the water there, and I threw it right parallel to it, and I got to the end of it and he smoked it. There's a bunch of bait that's pushed up on this bank right here. Todd just caught one. I caught one, so maybe things are picking up a little bit.
It might just get better with that sun coming, like pushing them bait up.
Yeah.
There he is. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to put on a. Oh, you know what? I got one. What am I thinking?
That's a better one there. A little better one. That's one more like it. There you go.
Just old chrome. Is that chrome blue one?
Yeah, it's sexy chrome blue.
I might have to throw. Is that 1/4 still?
Yeah, 1/4 ounce. Yeah.
Don't make me.
I got a box full.
I know. Well, I'm throwing that. I switched to that red one.
That's a nice fish there. That's the best one of the day so far. Today was the first day I spent in the boat with Todd. He actually started fishing around home when I went on tour. He just kind of got started. We didn't fish much against each other at all, really. When I left, everybody started talking about Todd Castledine, and he was dominating everything back at home whenever I started fishing the professional tour. And he does a lot of the product development, has a lot of input on the baits with Strike King. That's a neat thing about Strike King is when they're coming out with new baits, new designs and stuff, they reach out to fishermen, and Todd does a lot of the testing on our baits for us. I think you've got some in the works as well, don't you?
We got some in the works for sure. I'll be honest, I don't like to talk fishing much to a lot of people, but he was one I wanted to pick his brain about because I knew he had some knowledge about Rayburn, about how it was when he started, and just bouncing stuff off of each other was really cool to have that opportunity. And I'm sure we're gonna get to fish some more together, but yeah, like he was something I always knew about. I always heard about it, and we've known each other for a while, but we just hadn't ever got to be in a boat. So I was excited about it when we got the call that it was going to be, even though it was going to be the two Todds together, I figured we might be able to make something happen. Yep. Yeah, a little one now. Yeah, he ate it, right? He had both of them on there sideways until I... Look at that. Got one deep. It's about time. I say deep. He's deep. It's the deepest one I've been able to catch finally. He did not get bigger by getting deep.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that a good one? Man, she didn't even bite. Did you see that?
It is, yeah.
Like, it tricked me. You can tell when they're not, oh, just barely hooked.
A little better one.
Yeah.
A little better one.
You saw what happened though, like, I mean, when they're not biting like that, like I tried to shake her off for a second. I thought it was a little bit bigger. Like you saw, like I almost was like, what do I got?
I've got this on 30-pound braid too, and I normally fish a red eye always on fluorocarbon line because it keeps the bait down, but there are certain situations where I will throw braid.
What are those? Like, how do you do it?
Like for instance here, these fish are like in a half a foot to a foot of water pushing bait up there. So when you throw it on fluorocarbon, you're gonna stay hung up a lot more. And it's a lot easier to keep your bait clean when you're fishing it with braid as well, because there's no stretch there. You know, not only is it a deterrent that there's something on the bait, but it also, when the bait has grass on it, it's not working like it's supposed to. And if it's not clean, you're not gonna catch anything on it.
We always joke around, Russell does. He's like, man, if I was a perch, he said, I'd grab a piece of grass in my mouth and swim around. He said, I'd never get eaten.
Yeah, there you go.
Might have been a fish, you know, since I did. Is that a better one? Yeah.
Got him on 3/4 ounce. Barely got it too. I'm not gonna play with him too much because I barely got him.
I was just gonna get out of your way.
Got him on a 3/4 ounce chrome blue 2-tap. I think that's the biggest one of the day.
Oh, by far.
Big head. Kind of. He needs to get on the groceries a little bit. I think Todd just had a bite right before I caught that one. It seems like that's kind of how it's been today.
Yeah.
Like we just go and nothing, and then all of a sudden we catch 2 or 3.
And they're never on the same color, which is a little bit trying to figure that out. Oh my gosh, we're running out of there. That's the first one I've had. Yeah, it's the first one I've had be able to. You see how hard he hit it though? You know what I'm saying? Ate it too. I haven't had one hit like that yet.
He hit it the way he's supposed to.
Yeah, but he's way on top of the grass. I'm gonna say something you should never say, like I shouldn't lose that one. I don't even see my red eye in there anymore. He swallowed it. I mean, look at that.
And that's the way they're supposed to eat it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how they eat a red eye. That's how they're supposed to eat one. When it's warm like this, they're kind of buried up more in the grass, and the grass is taller right now because it's still warm. It will eventually lay over as the winter months come on, but we haven't gotten to that stage yet, so it was really just about ripping it out of really, really shallow grass. That's why we caught some on the 1/4 ounce. You couldn't even throw a 1/2 ounce in some of these places. I mean, you could actually see, we saw some of the fish eat our red eye, so it was really about finding those clumps and those holes in that grass and ripping it out and making one bite.
I brought it right between those pads there.
They just want to feed at lunchtime is all it is.
He's a skinny one, but how many times have we done that today though? Like you catch one or I catch one, we get another bite.
I know one thing, I've had 4 bites that I've probably missed, and you've caught a fish every single time after that.
Yeah.
There you go.
You go. It's not a bad one.
Nah, it hit it right though. Got it all Well, shoot, now he got unhung from his mouth. Luckily, I had that other hook in him. It was like this, it ain't.
Right.
You know, there was probably a dozen baits.
There's a better one right there.
That people throw all across the country, and you could have gone throw those baits today and never gotten a bite. It's that good of a bait no matter what. You're always gonna catch fish on it. And some of those other baits, like, I mean, you go out there and never get a bite on. Right. So, like he said, the confidence of going, hey, we can still go catch fish on this bait, even if it's the worst day in the world, we'll still get bit on it. Not a bad one.
It's a red-eye shad fishing in the southeast Texas. Look at there. Look at that. Did I call that?
Yeah, you called it.
Is it a big one?
I don't, not a little bad one, but.
I called that, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
It's not I don't even know if there's grass up there. Probably hadn't been fished for though either.
Right. Little rocker. Wow. Man, just when you don't think they're gonna eat it, one eats it. That's a little better one. He got it too. I caught him on a chrome blue. Castledine's been catching them on a red and white one. Those two have been our best colors so far.
They really have.
We've caught them on a half, caught them on a quarter, caught them on a 3/4. I think probably half's been our most consistent though.
Got it. There he is. Oh man. Dude, I just stopped. I was gonna talk to you for a second. Barely hooked too. I mean, barely hooked.
Right.
Well, you know, see, that's the deal though. It might not be a big one, but we've had a really, really tough day.
We have.
It's just kind of a little bit early to do this, but we wanted to give it a shot. But that's what's cool about the red eye. Like, I didn't even hook that in the mouth. Like, we're just had to like make them bite. Like, that's what the red eye is good for. Even on these hard days. I mean, we got the sunny, we got a little 2-mile-an-hour wind today, you know? But I mean, we're still making them bite. Like, that's how good this bait is. We can still make them bite when really everything else we've tried today hadn't worked.
It hadn't, and that you hit it on the nail with this bait. It's a bait you can cover a lot of water with, and no matter how tough the conditions are, you can usually create a reaction bite, and that's a great example of that right there. That's a good way to end the day, and I enjoyed fishing with you. First time I've shared the boat with you.
I know, it's crazy. They don't let two ties get in the boat too much.
I know it gets kind of confusing.
Yeah, I hear you.
But I enjoyed it, and we'll do it again one day.
Absolutely, man.